Hello guys, it's DranSword here doing another Beyblade Discussion, and this time we have a massive news discussion. Now the reason I actually am a couple days late here is because I was just waiting for everything to actually come out. There's a lot of stuff, a couple different days of news, so I want to just wait and do everything in one video. I don't like doing more than one news video a month, so yeah, we have a ton to talk about. So first up here, let's just get into this. We have August, we have our main two products here. We have a booster, which is LeonCrest 760 Gear Needle. So right off the bat, this is a really weird one. Let's just start off with the blade here. LeonCrest. This is a defense type. So yeah, Leon's the defense type, and this is also a UX Bey, which I'll come back to why I think that this is weird. I mean, it makes sense in some ways, other ways not really. But anyway, the whole gimmick of this blade, which I'll show later at a better angle when I go over the full combo, but anyway, it's just like a very thick defensive blade. Makes sense. Kind of reminds me of Wizard Rod in a sense, to where it just feels like this is a defense type that the UX gimmick is just being kind of like an extremely, well, stereotypical defense type in a sense. It's kind of to the extreme, and I think that works, so that's fine. 760 kind of just pairs with it nicely. Seems to work pretty well. That's cool. Nothing else to really say about that. I mean, it's a new ratchet, new contact point mount, so yeah, nice. And now we have Gear Needle. Oh boy, I have problems with this. I really don't like this. So Gear Needle, conceptually speaking, I kind of understand it, because it's like, okay, it's a needle, it's a defense thing, but if it kind of gets hit onto its side, it can kind of, have an easier time getting to the extreme line, kind of a counter attack. In a sense, referencing its past, in a way with, point, kind of having a counter attack. So I kind of understand the idea behind that, if that was the point of having Gear Needle, but it's a reused bit. Aside from like BX00 stuff, we've actually never had a mainline Bey reuse a bit before. This is the first time, and having that on a UX Bey, I'm not sure how to feel about that. I really don't like that. I wish they maybe did something new here. Even something stupid like point needle, if it was like like a needle, but then the outside was like point. I would have even taken that over this. I'm not a big fan of this one. Really don't like the reused bit here. And now let me actually switch to a picture. You can see a better angle here of kind of the side. You can kind of see how the whole defense type thing works, where it's just like, yeah, it's a really thick blade. The ratchet pairs up with it. There you go. And with this is though, it's weird that it's a defense type. Now, in some ways, I could see this because the character King, he seems pretty hard-headed in a sense. If you've, I don't know, just from what I've gathered reading the manga, but if I remember correctly, the whole thing was, he lost X Cross because he relied too much on defense. I'm pretty sure I'm right on that. I haven't read that chapter in a while, but anyway. Assuming that's correct, this is kind of a move I can see him doing. He just says, okay, well, since I lost because of defense, I'm going to go all in on defense and see what happens. I mean, that just seems like a thing I could see him doing. But on the other hand, I think this would make more sense as a BX Bey, because to me a UX Bey should represent kind of the peak of this character's, Bey. It's, kind of the most iconic Bey in a sense, and going from, balance to defense, it does feel a bit awkward in that sense, so I'm kind of split on this one. It makes sense in some ways. I mean, it did have a defense mode kind of before, so I'm not like overly mad about it, but it is a little bit weird to me. 50-50 on that. The Bey itself looks pretty cool, but I don't like Gear Needle on this thing, so kind of mixed for me, honestly. I'm definitely split on this one. Let's go ahead and move on to the PhoenixRudder Deck Set. So this is a new deck set. This is a UX one. It's in a very similar vein to the Drawn Dagger Hell's Chain deck sets. So 3 bays in here. So let's get into the extra bays in here. So first one here is Sphinx Cowl 180 Gear Flat. Not feeling this one. The blue looks nice. I like the color scheme of this baby. Yeah, Sphinx Cowl. You had a whole random booster select on this thing, so there's already 3 of them. I wouldn't have been mad if this was in a random booster, but I feel like in a In a cent, I don't know about that one. Again, it'd get a I mean, obviously it's going to get a reprint at some point, but I would have preferred this in a random booster over a set. 180, hard to complain about this one. It's at least a re-release of 180, but it's such a bad and just stupid part, so I don't like it, but I understand why it's here. Gear flat, I mean, it exists. It's fine. I don't have any qualms with this one. Color scheme's cool. The bay itself, though, yeah, it's not my favorite. Next up, we actually have a monochrome bay. That is a Wyvern Gale 260 Spike. I always like the monochrome bays, so that's nice. Yeah, Wyvern Gale, this one actually does deserve a set release, I'd say. Of course, being the prize of Ren Booster 1 too, so this is a good way to get it. Also, a 260. This is a new part. I don't think I've heard the best things about this part. I mean, I haven't looked into this extensively, but still. But it's a new part regardless, so I'm not mad at this one getting a reprint. That's perfectly fine. And then Spike. Why? Yeah, Spike was not a good choice here. The rest of the base is pretty cool. I like the color scheme a lot, but Spike, L choice. But yeah, Wyvern Gale, it's yeah, overall it's a decent enough bay, I would say. It's fine. And then of course we have the new bay, PhoenixRudder 970 Glide, another UX bay. So PhoenixRudder, the blade is, well, the stamina blade. The whole idea from what I've seen is kind of like an airflow. It's almost like a mix of Wyvern Gale and Viper Tail. Like an airflow thing, so it spins better, which the bit kind of makes sense with. But it has like kind of these edges where it can kind of counterattack, so it kind of drains spin like Viper Tail in a sense, while having really good stamina, like how Wyvern Gale is stated too. So it basically can do some damage to other bays while having like great stamina to work and outspin, kind of handle that recoil stamina wise. Interesting concept. Will that work? Probably not, but I mean, it's still cool enough, I guess. We'll see how that goes. I don't know how to feel about the blade design itself here. It's kind of mid in my opinion, but it's painted like Phoenix Wing, and paint definitely is hard carrying here for sure. So yeah, it's there. 970 expected. I mean, it's fine. It's 970. It's a new ratchet, but nothing really that crazy. And then Glide. This is a pretty big part here. This is a new bit, and it's a POM ball. So POM, yeah, our next new material for Beyblade X. Very, very cool. Again, makes sense with the whole stamina idea here. So cool. Also has 16 gears on the bit. So if it does get to the extreme line, it will likely go very, very fast around it. So that said, conceptual, I think this bay works very well. I think it looks decently cool as well. My problem, though, again, the blade design, aside from the paint, I think is maybe not the best. Not bad, though, but I don't like the shift of stamina. Again, in character, I believe Burn lost his battle to X because he didn't have enough stamina. And, Burn being Burn, I could see him just overcompensating to the point where it's like, oh, well, I didn't have enough stamina, well, I'll become a stamina type. That seems like an in-character thing to do, so I kind of understand this, but at the same time, going from attack to stamina for a bay it's weird, again. And I don't like that because of that idea that it's a UX bay, and, kind of is almost seeming like it's meant to be almost like a signature bay in that sense, so not too big on that. But again, conceptually the bay works pretty well. It looks cool enough for most parts, so yeah, I don't know what to make of this one. It's definitely a weird bay in the lineup in my opinion, so overall I think it's cool, it's just odd. That's kind of my thoughts on both of the UX bays. They're cool, but like they just have, because they're the bays they are, it's just weird, but yeah. Overall, I think this is a pretty decent deck set. I think the part choices were a bit questionable, but again, you have a new bay here. It's interesting enough. The two extra bays are, well, they're all right, but nothing too notable. I guess aside from being able to get a Wyvern Gale reprint, but yeah. All right, let's move on because now we have Rare Bey Get Battle stuff. So Rare Bey Get Battle, of course, is the whole gacha app thing they have going on, and we actually have some news on Cobalt Drake. On July 30th, it's gone. yeah, July 30th, Cobalt Drake is gone from the app. You can't win it anymore, apparently. So, that's a thing. That's going to be replaced by a new Bey. That is, of course, AeroPegasus 370 XL. So it is using 370 in XL, but AeroPegasus, it's a new blade. It's actually a UX Bey, interestingly enough. And, gimmicks, I've heard it has, like, these different, like, holes to have better airflow or whatever, and then also, a double metal coat, which apparently is supposed to increase attack. I don't think it actually will, but yeah, it has different colors of paint, which is kind of interesting. It's cool. So this Bey definitely looks really nice, part-wise, thematic-wise, kind of whatever, but you know, it looks cool. But yeah, another Rare Bey Get Battle Bey, like another big one already. It's not great. And then also, it seems like we're getting more Rare Bey Get Battle stuff. Probably some smaller prizes here. Probably going to be even easier to get than some of the other bays we've gotten. And so we have these, kind of like this bit set here, which comes with flat, taper, ball, and needle in black and gold. I mean, sure, I guess it exists. And also we have some sticker sheets. I'll just put these like cycling through the different sticker sheets you can get. But yeah, there's a few of these, and it's very weird. Yeah, sticker sheets of all things. There you go. Anyway, I don't like the Rare Bey Get Battle stuff at all. I don't like the direction it's going, because again, it seems like at this point we're getting, well, based on Cobalt Drake and now AeroPegasus, like annual new important bays, and based on kind of the fact that, you know, it looks like, you know, February was the Gold Leon Claw, May was the Black Hell's Chain, August is the Black DranSword. I'm gonna assume November's gonna be something. It seems like we're just getting seasonal bays, like recolors at this point, which I don't like. And now we're even getting like these smaller things, like, you know, bits and stickers and stuff. Like, it's probably just gonna make the other stuff harder to win. I don't like Rare Bey Get Battle stuff. I'm gonna be making a video next month probably on Gacha and some of my problems with it. And I've already talked about this a couple times with random boosters, but I want to talk about, you know, maybe recap that a little bit, but also again just go further into the Rare Bey Get Battle stuff, since I have not made a discussion on that yet. So yeah, I really don't like what they're doing here at all. So yeah, not good. Anyway, moving on. We have a special Bey here. This is a black version of CobaltDragoon 260 Cyclone. Also has a cool looking launcher here as well, just to point that out. But anyway, back to the main Bey itself. So yeah, you have a kind of black and red version of CobaltDragoon. Of course, recoloring the parts as well, you know, 260. Also Cyclone, so yeah, pretty cool. Anyway, this Bey, I've heard it's going to be released at certain events. I heard it's also like a lottery thing, but I think it's separate from the events, so hopefully this Bey is kind of easier to get, like nothing crazy. I don't know how limited this is going to be, if it's an event thing, but I do want to get this, so hopefully it's not too bad. If it is, I'll skip it, but you know, if it's easy enough to get, then I'll probably grab it, but yeah. Really cool looking Bey though. Again, it just goes along, it just shows how, you know, paint goes a long way, and I really wish CobaltDragoon just had paint to start with. I mean, it'd be blue, obviously, not black, but still, I mean, it just looks really cool to paint. So anyway, yeah, very cool looking. I do want to grab this one if possible, but we'll see if that happens. Anyway, and now we have the last thing. This is kind of the thing I was waiting on to make this video, and that is the Beyblade 25th Anniversary Set. This is an anniversary set. It's going to have all kind of the protagonists from each generation, like the main ones, not like everyone, because, you know, Bert had like 6. But anyway, very cool looking set. However, there is a problem. It does not come out till March 21st, 2025. It's 8 months out. Why announce it this early? Or better yet, why not just, you know, release it sooner? I feel like that'd make a bit more sense, but you know, I don't know. I guess I'm not talking company. I don't make these decisions, but yeah. It just seems a little bit stupid to have an 8-month gap from announcement to release for a Beyblade product. I'm sorry to say. That's a little bit ridiculous, but anyway. Let's get into the actual base here. So first up we have Dragoon S 460 Rubber Excel. So this one, yeah, it has, well, 460 makes sense on this thing, I'd say. Also, again, Dragoon S. The shape looks a little bit odd, but also the metal looks very thin, so I am concerned about that. It's not a great thing. The blade could have used a little bit of work here, but it's not horrible. I still like it enough. Ratchet, people don't like 460, but it makes sense here. Rubber Excel, I think the bit, I don't know if they said a full name, I just saw RA, but like, obviously that's Rubber Excel. So I'm glad they are having a bit that makes sense here. I was honestly worried they were going to do plastic or something, but yeah, no, it is rubber, so that's pretty nice. Also, you have a special launcher with this one, a cool looking light launcher with a dragon winder. It looks really, really nice. Moving on to Storm Pegasus 370 Rubber Excel. So again, Rubber Excel on this one as well, but yeah, Storm Pegasus looks great. Probably the best looking remake blade so far. I'm a big fan of it. But then we have 370. Oh boy. First up, I think three-sided's fine, but I think you also could have gotten it with two-sided because, you know, Trax and Metal Fight were kind of generally two-sided, and at least like the basic ones. But I'm not mad about three-sided, but the problem here is 70. Metal Fight had the biggest push on heights, and Storm Pegasus in particular was meant to be like a low height, you know, 105. Why the hell is this a mid height in X with 70? Why is this not 60? Like, at least? What happened there? That's a bad choice right there. That's like really, really bad. You also do get a string launcher with it. That's cool. It's light blue. I mean, it's nice. Yeah, definitely a weird one though. I'm not sure what I feel about this. I mean, it's cool overall. I just don't like the launcher choice. So anyway, then we have Victory Valkyrie at 260 Rubber Excel again. Rubber Excel makes sense. Victory Valkyrie. The blade actually looks pretty solid. I know it's a little bit weird, you know, with the boost kind of molded in, but still. Kind of what they did what they had to do, and I think it still looks really, really cool. My problem here is 260. Why 260? 660 would have made sense. It doesn't exist, but I mean, it would have made sense. But if not, 360, obviously. Hell, I would have even taken 960 on this one, but 260? Two-sided? Why? That doesn't make any sense. I don't understand what they were going for here, but apparently it's 260. Alright, great. This one, again, very, very cool, but again, just the ratchet choice could not get that one right. Also, you do get a burst string launcher, which is, yeah, that's pretty nice. Sure, why not? Burst-styled string launcher. Anyway. And lastly, kind of unexpected, we have DranSword 360 Flat. This has apparently a holographic gear chip sticker. That's cool. Why not? So it is DranSword again, so... does this mean that DranSword's the main protagonist Bay, not Hell Scythe? I mean, is X-Cross the main character, not Bird? I mean, kind of seems like it at this point, but anyway. In terms of the colors, it looks fairly similar to the regular DranSword. It might be the exact same, might be slightly different. I don't know yet. We haven't seen these in person, but it does have, again, the kind of hollow sticker, which is really cool. So if you do buy this, it won't be the exact same as the regular DranSword, which is nice, you know. Also, you do get a launcher. It looks just like a kind of typical core launcher, but the text is gold instead of white, which is pretty nice, yeah. Overall, this set I think is really cool. But the only problem is, like, every Bey here has a problem, except for DranSword, but I mean, DranSword's like the most normal here. I mean, we already had it, so anyway. Again, you know, Dragoon, the blade looks a little bit awkward, and then, of course, the ratchet choices on Storm Pegasus and Victory Valkyrie are not good, but, aside from that, yeah, these are, they're still cool. The biggest problem with the set, though, is the fact that it's 8 months out. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? Like, by the time the set's out, it's going to be kind of old news and boring, I feel, but yeah. Anyways, I think that's everything for this video. Yeah, it's all the news. So yeah, it's a lot of stuff, but yeah. Overall, how I'm feeling about it, I think that the August releases are weird. They're, like, the main two. Again, I like them, but they're just so odd, you know? Like, Leon being a defense type, Phoenix being a stamp type, in their UX phase, it's a very strange time. Rare Bey Get Battle stuff, don't like it. I mean, I like AeroPegasus itself. I mean, it's cool, but like everything else, I mean, like, why does it exist? You know, like the bits and stickers and CobaltDragoon being gone sucks. And again, just Rare Bey Get Battle stuff in general, I don't like it. The Black CobaltDragoon looks really nice. I do hope it's easy enough to get, because I do want this one. It would be kind of unfortunate if it's just, like, impossible to get, but anyway. And yeah, the anniversary set, cool for the most part, some issues here and there, and the biggest thing is just, why is it 8 months out? That feels a little bit stupid to me, but yeah, anyway. I think that's going to do it for this video, though. Let me know what you think about these releases. I'm definitely mixed, to say the least. Seems to be a common trend with Beyblade X for me, but yeah, anyway. Yeah, I think that's everything, though. So, somehow get this video to be like barely over 20 minutes. I thought this was going to be like a half hour or so, but no, it actually went quicker than I thought. So anyways, that's everything for this month. A lot of stuff. Got through it decently quickly, I feel, for my standards at least. So yeah. Again, let me know what you think about these. Yeah, again, I'm just feeling kind of mixed in a lot of different ways on these. So yeah, anyway. That's all for the video though. So yeah. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.